I've made it clear that I'm not a fan of the Miles Morales character, like at all. There's really no iteration that I genuinely think is like good and would really glaze. Don't get me wrong, they cool moments, hype and aura is can be found. If I ever say that, I'm not going to go so far as to say that the what's up danger sequence was bad. No, and I do like the Insomniac one. I think, well, I don't like him, but I do think that playing as him is fun and punching shit is fun, and I like the Evolve suit. So then maybe I'm just fucking crazy. Anyways, in Spider Verse, Miles is one where people look at me funny when I say I don't like him, when I say that I hate him. So this applies to both the game and the movies because that's all I really know. Actually, I did like watch that shitty 2017 show like all the way through. I don't even know if that's when it came out, but you know the one I'm talking about with like no shading and just it was just ugly. It was, yeah, it was terrible. I wasn't in a good state. Point is, in that show, um, Miles had like he shows up in like the first season, which, oh my fucking god. Um, or was it no, it was not the second season. They didn't have that amount of restraint. They had to start printing merch with Spider-Man on it now, and they needed that shitty show to run as an ad now. They had to do it. Anyways, the Peter in that show is kind of just like a perfect saint or whatever, even if he is like a corny fucking dork loser. So he has to tell Miles to like not air out where he fucking lives as Spider-Man, and I think that's like kind of, this is a little funny, kind of stupid, but I guess that is like being a stupid corny dork is like some sort of weakness that for like a teenage superhero I think would have run into, and that's kind of which is more than I can say for the Spider-Man, the Miles we get in the movie and in the game. I feel like they are scared to do a lot with this character because when I think, because it's very often, usually, a white man writing Miles, and to really get in the it's pretty much always white people writing Miles, and they never know what to do with him because there's a lot of there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot of things you have to avoid telling a story about a vigilante in in such a shitty country as the United States of America, and having that vigilante be a minority, and like you can't just do it. I mean, you can do it, but you kind of have to pluck them out of their natural environment, which is spiritually Israeli, is what I'm saying. Like, that's why people don't like the dialogue in Marvel Spider-Man 2, the game. It's because it can't be too real. That's why people don't like that Miles. He's not real. Um, anyways, in Spider Verse, like he's never given the time to be street level because like it's too real. People don't like that. Anyways, back to so we're gonna focus on the Spider-Man for the movies because this is the one that I'm having the most beef with, but I just ended up going in every other fucking direction. Um, okay, I wrote it down, but it wasn't barely anything I wrote down. It's not a script. It's just like notes. So I wrote down coward, and yeah, I feel like that was something they were kind of setting up with the movie, but no. As it turns out, his struggles are external. See, I feel like you know the difference between internal and external conflict. It's in the name, inside outside. Like anything in Dragon Ball would be external, but like I don't know, something what Spider-Man should be a little, well, internal and external because, well, we need to have some feelings to keep the story real. We also need him to start beating the shit out of something because I want my action. But my problem with Miles in the first movie is that it's kind of centered around the great expectations thing, which comes from the outside. If he was a coward, if the reason his uncle died was because he was paralyzed in fear, that would have been pretty cool. But that's not really it. His uncle dies, and well, he gets an inspiring speech and decides, okay, yeah, I am Spider-Man now. I can't do it. Kingpin, he's a big man. I can fight him because he's got spider powers, and it's boring. Like, you think they were setting something up about like just running away from everything, but no, he just gets it. He just does it. And it gets dropped. It's not like Ava, purple robot, just so you know, where Shinji, he is a coward, and that's something that is recurring. That's why people don't like him, because it's real. It's not something he just gets over in one movie. But that it's a different medium. You have more time in that. But I feel like we could have focused more on it in Spider-Verse. But of course, it's Spider-Verse, and we can never, ever, 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 ever give Miles flaws and a chance to grow from those flaws in anything, ever. It always has to be like something external. Okay, so this is partially related to the coward bit, is that he only has one direct fight, which is against Kingpin. But well, he never gets a chance to fight like 2099 one-on-one or anyone really, because they really love making these movies a fucking comedy. And like the first scene of like not the first thing of Across the Spider-Verse, because it's a whole Gwen bit, but when he fights Spot in the little corner store, they really try to make you laugh, and no one did so in the theater. And it's just bad slapstick. I really don't know how else to describe it. It's not funny. It makes the character look like a fucking buffoon, and I'm tired of them doing it with It can be done with Spider-Man. Okay, fine. But is it funny? Did you check to see if it was funny? Whatever. He doesn't really use his venom, and that's something that I find weird. He's just fucking stupid. Meanwhile, the one in the game, he's punching people. He can launch himself in the air with it. Like, he's just doing all sorts of bullshit. The one in the comics can make a sword. Like, they're doing cool shit with the bullshit venom power. But the one in the movie, not yet, I guess. Even though he's had like a year to figure out his whatever. So this is like my main part why I really dislike him, is that he's kind of bland in the first movie, which I understand. And you would want him to be bland so that the crazy, wacky personalities of every other, Spider person would shine and, seem weird. And by the second movie, though, he's just a dick. I don't like him. I already mentioned it before, but the slapstick, Across the Spider-Verse as a movie just pelts you. You are bombarded with bad jokes, and it wears on me to the point where the only way I'm like ever watching the movie is just skipping to like the action scenes, and that's really it. It's still pretty. These movies are pretty. They're well made. They have good music, but oh my fucking god, they are not funny. And so when Spider-Man begins the movie, the main character, by just making fun of a guy who clearly is not a threat and you could very easily talk down, it's not unforgivable for me. I don't like that. I really don't. And then like the pining for Gwen, I can't relate to it, and I just don't like that. It's just so weak, and I don't like thinking. I like talking about it, but like I really hate that guy. Even his stupid fucking suit. You think you're too good to put the webs on, huh? Put the fucking webs on. It's Spider-Man without webs. It's the one time with the black suit. That's cool. That's tough because you got the real, the big white emblem on the front. So, and the patches. It's so good. But with like the black and red, they kind of like, they work a little too well together. It's not as stark as the black and white. I don't know. Well, I do know. That's what I said. But that's pretty much it. Like, I don't like Miles Morales. I fucking hate him. The one of the games is a flat character, just what sidelined for the entirety of Spider-Man 2. Went through the most boring, like, forgiveness, anti-revenge arc possible. It's a tough, it's hard to accept, but I do know that there will never be a good story about that Spider-Man because he is black and he will be written by white men. And I mean, fuck, it's over.